Katie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If so, you can subscribe. The button is always down below. I post video, still panning, and more. And in today's video, I'm going to be finally introing my pan those shadows. I wasn't really sure my direction for this project this year. And I kind of know it was kind of a fail last year, but I'm gonna try my best to have it not be a fail this year, basically. I am introing it later in the month and a little bit differently. So the updates for this compared to my other projects will likely go towards the end of the month. It is literally, I think, the 30th when I'm filming this of January, so I'm hoping to get this up tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, let's just get into it and I'll explain how I want to structure this year. So the idea of Pan Those Shadows, I will mention, was created by Ipsy. I don't think she makes videos anymore, but if I can find her channel or an Instagram or something, I will link her below. But I'm going to be, so this is kind of branched off hers, and I do mine. I think I changed mine up last year and I did like it a little bit better, but I'm even gonna change it a little bit more this year for this year's, I guess, project. I don't really know what to say about that, but I am gonna structure it just slightly different, this year, just because I feel like there was a reason why I wasn't really into it and that kind of stuff. But yeah. So basically this year, I think I decided that I'm going to pan 6 shadows in this project, and I'm going to have 3 of those come from my friend Lainey's prompt. She made a prompt list. She does her project based off like prompt. She does it as a prompt style Pan Those Shadows project pan, and it just, I don't know, like randomly generating shades. Sometimes you don't want to pan those shades, and just being able to pick them is more fun. So I kind of want to try and have that be my bulk of my panning, but I also want to pick at least one shadow in this project that I will get to pan. It gives me a little bit of choice, which I like, and stuff, because normally this is just, you know, randomly generated shades. In this project, that's kind of the vibe, but I like being able to pick, so I can pick any eyeshadow I want to pan, but the kind of rule around that is that I can't roll in my choice until I hit the goal. And my goal for my personal like what I like to do is 20 uses or hit pan. 30 is a little too much and stuff. And then I also like to do like refreshes halfway through the project, if all the original shades are still in, or if any original shades, just for that matter, are in, I will re-roll. I will like shuffle things around, pick all new prompts, pick all new shades, that kind of stuff. I feel like that was way more complicated to say than it needed to be. And stuff. I don't know why, but it was. Then, so that's 4 shades, and then I will randomly generate one from all my eyeshadows. I can tell you now that my eyeshadow, whatever you would call it, isn't really updated, so I definitely need to update that, but I'm still gonna pick everything off of there anyways. And then I do want to have a focus palette for this year, because I used to do pan the palettes before I did pan those shadows. And I do want to have like a focus palette, but I'm not really sure what I want my focus palette to be. The last 2 years I've worked on the Naked 2 and the Naked 3 palettes, but I'm really not sure what I want my focus palette to be for this year. So I think my idea is to have a rotating focus palette, so almost like a 1 month 1 palette kind of vibe. So I don't know if I'm going to rotate it every single month, but I'm going to kind of have like a rotating palette. So 1 month I might work on one palette, and then I'm also going to have a focus shade, so it gets us up to 6 shades stuff. And I think that's a good idea. I like kind of the idea behind all that, and I guess that's what I'm going to do. So I haven't actually picked the shades, so let's go do that. Okay, so I'm first going to pick the 3 shades I'm going to be using off of my friend Lainey's prompt list, which I'll link down below. She has one set that is with duplicates, so it kind of just makes it so you can get whatever and stuff. Like, it kind of makes it so you, like, it rotates through, I guess. I don't know a little bit more, but there's also one with duplicates removed. So if you use the no duplicates, there's 86 prompts. If you use the with duplicates, there are 100 prompts. I'm just going to do the without duplicates and stuff. I just need to pull up a random number generator, and I'm going to generate 3 numbers, so 1 through 86. And I think she might have updated the prompt list because there's some prompts in here that I don't remember, but it also could just be my memory. So I don't know if I'm just crazy, but I feel like I see new prompts. So the first number is 56. Probably should just write these down. I'm just gonna type them into Google and then I'll go from there. So first we have 56. Next is 81. And lastly is going to be 73. Guess I'll read those prompts. So 56 is a shadow that starts with the letter B. Then we have 81, which is shadow you've never used before. That's actually a really fun prompt. And then we have 73, which is a shadow that starts with S. So that's those. And then I have to pull up my own personal spreadsheet. Obviously I gotta pick a shadow. Also gotta do the focus palette thing. What do I want do I want my first focus palette to be one of the ones I was previously working on? Do I want to go something new? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I will pick something new to work on and then I'll go backtrack. I'm not really sure, so I kind of picked something aside I think I might pick, and then we'll go from there. But I need to pull up my own spreadsheet. So I get to pick out a shadow, which obviously I'll pick, but we're going to go to my own personal spreadsheet and then we're going to pick something out of there. So I believe in my own personal spreadsheet there is, I know this is outdated. I know this is so outdated. As far as I know right now, and I know this is outdated, so I'm gonna definitely have to update it after I film this video or soon. But there's 734 shadows in there. So as of right now, we're just going to, I've also decluttered a few things since I filmed that. Okay, so 734, we got 348 is our number. Oh, I like that. This is in the Tartlet 3, it's a shade Latte. I will pull that out after. But I'm gonna pull out all these shadows, pick my shadows, pick the thing, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I picked my shadows and let's get to it. And I will swatch them so we can see like the color story that I ended up picking out. So the first one I actually randomly generated and I'm actually happy with the pick. This is from the Tartlet Boosted palette. This is the third Tartlet style palette. And actually this would be a good one to pan someday, but I also really like this palette, so it's kind of like a love-hate thing. But the shade I ended up picking out of here, or that got randomly generated, this shade right here, is called Latte. I think this would be a really nice shade to pan just because it is like your transitional type shade. I just watched that, really random, but that's kind of what it looks like. I think this will be a really good transition shade just to be panning and have in there. And this shade really doesn't have any progress, like it's pretty not. But yeah, I'm actually excited because I haven't actually touched this palette in a while. Next is for the prompt shadow with the name that starts with S. So for this one I picked the Lorac Mega Pro 3. Just because I'm pretty sure this is not a cruelty-free brand, so I just kind of want to work through all those things as I can. I hate the packaging on this because it gets so dirty, but it's fine. So the shade I picked is Snow, which I think will be a good, like, you know, inner corner type shade. And I'm actually excited to see how far I can get with this. But it's actually really pretty. It's just like a nice, pretty, pearly white shade. Get a good swatch. But that's kind of what that looks like. And in the pan, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell, If it'll focus, you will, but it has like basically no progress. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Then I decided, because the next prompt was pick a shade with the letter B, I decided to pick this Jaclyn Hill Bling Gloss Morphe collaboration palette. I believe I got this from Marshall's a couple years ago, and this literally looks like it wasn't touched at all. Honestly, I haven't used this in a while, but I think this is going to be a really pretty shade. So that's kind of what that looks like. It's almost like a rose gold taupe type shade, and I'm actually excited to work on that. I think it'll be a fun shade to work on. And then I decided to pick a color out of the Sephora Wonderful Wishes palette, because Sephora obviously isn't a cruelty-free brand as well, but these are really pretty shadows, so I think I want to pan one of these. And actually this is my pick, so I'm going a little out of order, but that's okay. I really want to pan that matte white shade. I always like to have like a matte white to work on, and so I don't know how much is going to show up, but honestly it almost has like a peachy base. I don't even think you guys can see it, but it's that shade right here that I want to work on. And I'm not opposed to, like, once I finish this shade, working on others. The goal is 20 uses or hit pan, but I don't know, maybe I might also work on it. Like if I hit the goal, I might also keep working on it, but maybe off camera, and then I could always do an update like on Instagram or TikTok, or make a video on it or something. But that's the next one. And then the next prompt was like a shade you've never used, and this is out of the Norvina palette from Anastasia, and it's a shade Passion. I'm like 90% sure I've never touched that shade, so I want to work on that next. It has like basically minimal to no progress. I'm like 90% sure I haven't used it. There's a lot of shades and palettes I haven't used, so it must be fun to do something like that someday. Then, so the palettes, like I said, I think I'm gonna have a rotating palette, but the one I want to focus on right now is the Chocolate Gold palette from Too Faced. This is what the shadows look like. Some of them have progress, some of them don't. Like some of them just have dips in them, and we're gonna randomly generate a shadow to work on. Okay, so out of there is number 3, and I actually like that. I like the choice. We're gonna do it out of order because this palette's already in my hand. We have Rich Girl. That's what that shadow is called, and that's what it looks like. It's a really stunning shade. It's that shade right here. Like you can see, there's no, I just dug my finger into it. There is really no progress on that shade, so it'll be fun to work on. I'm gonna try and do close-ups of these, because obviously you guys can't really tell that much. I literally just got that under my fingernail. That is lovely. Then I have to swatch this shade, Passion. But that is our color story. How fun. We love it. But yeah, these are all the shadows I'm going to be working on. I'm really excited. I think we are going to have a good start to this panning journey. I think we're going to have a good year with this, and I'm excited. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys are doing when panning eyeshadows. Are you doing pan that palette, pan those eyeshadows? Are you just working on different shadows? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And also let me know what other projects you're participating in, whether if they're like actual collab ones or if they're just like your own type of project. Be sure to let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because we have lots coming up. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.